Welcome to Open Mind Industries podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. Hey guys, welcome to episode 37 of The Mind Unleashed. As we always do, let's give a few shout outs to our supporters. The first one is going to be Lyft, the ride sharing app. Use our code TMUP for $5 off when you book your next ride with Lyft. Lyft, that code will work in any area of the United States pretty much. We'll help you guys out and definitely give you a discount if you want to use the code. It will definitely help us out in the long run. We appreciate that. Also, please check out Rauce Production. Rauce Production is a local videography company. He does weddings, any kind of special occasions in the Orlando area or anywhere around Florida pretty much. He does a lot of traveling to Jamaica and stuff like that for some weddings that he has planned with some other clients. He's offering you guys 20% off when you book your next project with him or his next wedding package. So it's 20% off. Use our code OMI. Links will be down below in the description. Also, please check out CAS. CAS stands for Cinematic Aerial Services, Daniel Weisenberg's company. Daniel also has started a YouTube page called Danny's Down if you want to check out some of his handiwork. Very, very good at what he does. He does aerial shots with a huge drone. Beautiful, beautiful wedding he just did with a friend of ours. Video came out phenomenal. He did some behind-the-scenes shooting for that, and it looks great. It looks like a real filmmaker because he actually is a real filmmaker for the budget. He's offering you guys $175 if you guys want to spend that. You'll be getting, if you're trying to get a house on the market, he does $175 per property. Use our code OMI, and what that pretty much does is he does takes photos of the house if you're trying to get on the market, or if you have a roof inspection. Especially around Florida, we have a lot of roofing and stuff like that needs to be repaired from the weather and stuff like that. So it just saves you guys from going up there and actually having to take photos for the insurance and stuff like that. So definitely use his services. Very budget friendly. He is phenomenal at what he does. A lot of his work is on our page, on our Facebook page. If you want to check out some of his handiwork for the weddings, stuff like that he shoots. Beautiful, beautiful work. Also, check out Angie Connors. Angie Connors is our real estate agent to help us get the property that we got. Our house is getting built now. It's taking a little bit of time, but almost there. Definitely check her out. Angie Connors. Links will be down below. Also, check out Strawman Law. Strawman Law helped us out with our registered trademark for openmindindustries.com / whatever we want to use for branding. Strawman hooked us up, helped us out. He's a great attorney. For those looking to find a decent attorney that does flat rates, he is really amazing. He doesn't mess around. Was very generous with us and helped us out, and I'm glad to have him as our attorney. So definitely check him out, strawmanlaw.com. Links will be down below in the description. Anyway, guys, welcome to episode 37. This one is going to be about the Fringe Festival here in Orlando. For those who don't know what a Fringe Festival is, it's pretty much a locally sourced fringe. So it's going to be any kind of artistry, kind of art, music, plays, stuff like that is done in the, it's kind of like a huge just melting pot for artists to get together and do shows for people, and not very expensive. The week, not gonna lie, is expensive a little bit. But it's because if you're planning on doing you read the synopsis for people's shows, you look at it and you go, shit, man, okay, that's a good show. That sounds like a good show. You don't really know what they are until you see them personally. We were our friends to do their live show. We saw 2 shows the other day that our friends did, and it was fucking phenomenal. It was worth the money. Each ticket usually is about excuse me. Each ticket's about $12 to $13, no higher than that. If it is, it's probably for a good reason, more effects, stuff like that. When you do go to a fringe, though, know that it's about $10 just to get a button, and the buttons, it goes to the fringe. It goes to them, the organizers of it. They pay to keep it running and stuff like that, and it pays for the website and upkeep and flyers and all that shit that they have. But after that, you pay for your shows. You usually get a catalog, or you go online to fringe.org, fringefestival.org, and then you find shows that are up. And they usually, this year, they had over 700 shows just in our area, the Orlando area. It's a lot of fucking shows and music and all that, beer and just food and good shit. Anyway, love the Fringe. This is my third time going to Fringe. With my girlfriend and I went last year, and it was pretty freaking cool. We ended up spending, I think last year, she won a show, and we ended up getting free tickets to shows, which we're going to see a few this year, 2 this year that were free. Everything else so far, we spent, I want to say, about a good $250 last year. just on Fringe shows and shit like that. Because everything was just so good to check out. Food, it was just food and some shows, and we won some free stuff. And we donations. We donated to a couple of shows we really enjoyed. But this year, we've only saw a few shows this year, about 4 or 5 shows, and loved it. We went to go see Ghostbusters with our first one, and it was a fun show. If those who watched Ghostbusters 1, they pretty much did a recreation in a small theater size, and it was fun. The set was just a goofy, just a simple props that they used, and a Slimer, and a lady was actually, put a little Slimer on her head and did a little dance. It was fun. It was a fun recreation of Ghostbusters 1, told in theater form, and it was good. It was goofy. It was fun, and that's what Fringe is all about, to make you laugh. We had a couple of our friends walking around that actually did they were dressed up like Ghostbusters because they do local charities, so they had the whole Ghostbuster suit and everything like that. And it was pretty neat. But everybody did a great job doing that shit. We really enjoyed that. It was a packed house for like a couple of their shows because everybody's like, Ghostbusters this year. Packed house, really funny, really just fun for everybody to get into. What's our next show? Our next show we ended up deciding to go see was a lady who it was called Dammit Jim, a doctor. The fuck was it? Dammit Jim. Dammit Jim, I'm a comedian, not a doctor. And that was the name of the title. Sorry. So anyway, that one was about a lady that we met. She was from Canada, who spoke about her life, and she was a recovering alcoholic, stuff like that, and how Star Trek changed her life. And for those who don't know, my girlfriend, her uncle, he worked on Deep Space Nine. He's like a grip in Hollywood, so he does a lot of filmmaking and stuff like that in Hollywood. So every time we're at a movie, she always looks for his name because he doesn't really say what he's ever on, because he doesn't, I don't know. I guess he's not allowed to say what he's on. I guess he's just too damn busy, or I forget what she told me why he can't say. I guess he doesn't want to give away the secret. He doesn't want people looking for him or something like that. But whenever she's in a movie, she looks for the grips, the key grips, lead grips, and he's usually on one of them. He's got a hell of a career from what I've been told. He works on a lot of movies. And then her aunt is a makeup artist in the industry. She works on, she actually won the award on the Academy Awards this year for something. It's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, it was about pretty much Star Trek, how it changed her life. She was in a relationship with this guy, and her and her mom really didn't bond together, but she ended up watching Star Trek with her grandmother. But her grandmother passed away, and her mom really kind of had worked a double job. And her mom wasn't really, they were close, but they weren't actually close. There was nothing to bond them together. It was just, they would go out and do things, but they would just go see movies and stuff like that. And it was kind of like a kind of hard life for her in general. So when she got older, she kind of didn't finish up high school because she kind of fucked up, and she really didn't, fit in well. Ended up working for like a Regal Cinema or like AFC Cinema, and she actually met her. She kind of fell in love with movies and like realized what movies were and loved the hell out of them because it was kind of an escape from her life, stuff like that. Later on, she would, get together with this guy. She ended up marrying him, but he was ended up, he was a nerd like she was, and just pretty much fucking, they would just go see movies consistently. Just go see a shit ton of movies all day, every day. She'd get out of work, they'd go see a fucking movie because that was his life. Like, they would just, all they would do for like the last, I think she said like 10 years that they were doing that. And she couldn't fucking handle it anymore because she was like, hey man, I can't do this. Things she loved, he ended up fucking it up because he couldn't deal with reality, and she loved movies, but it affected her, and she ended up getting into drinking, and then from there, like, she said, fuck it, I'm gonna just leave this motherfucker. Ended up leaving and divorcing the guy. And at this time, she has like all these Star Trek shirts on and shit. It's pretty cool. Anyway, she ended up finding Facebook, and Facebook ended up, she ended up, just kind of getting her own fucking place and learning about credit cards and just kind of getting on her feet again, and just kind of clearing her life a little bit. From there, she was still kind of drinking and still kind of getting into it, but she ended up going to a con. And with the con, and she had the meeting the guy that she met in the chat room, started talking about some stuff, and yada yada yada. From there, they met. They ended up hugging for, I think she said they were like shooting the shit and talking, da da da. But her friend kind of like walked around the table and like giving her the googly eyes because they were hugging for about fucking 10 minutes. They did not just embrace for some reason. But you know why they kind of did, because it was like I finally found my soulmate kind of thing. Anyway, from there, you know, they kind of get together a relationship. They've gone to a couple of cons. Star Trek Avengers, her first one. It's been kind of nuts for them, but they kind of, she was talking about like, you know, how Star Trek kind of, these creatures and things, because he was in the Star Trek when he was like, she watched the original series with him, and it's kind of related, you know, to, you know, what the hell was going on, and one of the actors, and one of the, so they ended up watching Star Trek, and Star Trek really kind of like, it was about love, and they talked about, you know, politics, but it was about, you know, coming and versing. So you watch the original series, and it, you know, you watch Kirk, and it's about, you know, just trials of things, and this thing, and all these different aspects of life, and being kind to one another, loving one another, and she kind of related to that. Now when you get to TNG, which the guy that she was dating, and she's still with at this time, kept telling her to get into, TNG, which I'm really fucking into TNG, and Star Trek: The Next Generation, for those who don't know, for those Trekkies that don't know. Anyway, I'm a huge Picard fan. I do like Kirk, but I'm more of a Picard guy. I like Patrick Stewart a lot. I'm a huge fan because he plays Charles Xavier in X-Men. I'm a huge X-Men fan too. Anyway, so it took a while for her to finally, you know, get into TNG. What actually made her made her watch TNG is the J.J. Abrams film that she watched with her boyfriend, and you know, she's like, oh my god, that one fucking person was great, you know, her boyfriend likes Rauce Padgett, everybody goes, Khan, yeah, loves Khan, all that shit, and they get back to their house, and he's like, you're finally gonna give TNG a try, and he wasn't pushy about it, he was just telling her like, hey, you know, she finally nodded, yeah, I'll finally watch TNG. But if we're going to fucking do this, we're going to watch them all. We're going to watch from Star Trek to the animated series to TNG to Deep Space Nine, all the fucking series. And when she finally watched them all, you know, in order, she finally found the love. You know, it really was her life. You know, it's like you learn about politics and friends and family and love loss and all this shit. So they decided, because they're from Canada, you know, after watching all these things, she started doing some more research into it and like how it changed her life. And she was still kind of on the wagon with alcoholism. So she asked her boyfriend, you know, who's still now her boyfriend, to, you know, find help, get her help. And he agreed to get her help, and, you know, she was still drinking, and so they finally went to AA, and he sat in with her for a whole year, and helped her kind of get over her alcoholism. But Star Trek really helped her because she learned a lot from, you know, being loving and you know, understanding what Kirk and all these people were fucking going to, and Picard, and what he was going to with politics and corruption and stuff like that, and just the Cardassians and Klingons and fucking all that stuff. The Borg, obviously, being a collection of one, which is my favorite characters, to be honest with you. Anyway. Well, she was talking about all the series and how the series actually, you know, she related to the series like we all do because we're fucking Trek nerds. They ended up going to their first con, you know, Trek convention, and she explained that, you know, when she got there and they finally did all, they're like, holy shit, and meeting all these people, and she's like, felt so fucking overwhelmed, and she saw this, before I walked in, there was this Klingon there, and he goes, you're new, aren't you? And he yelled it really loud, so that, you know, he goes, well, she goes, yeah. And he goes, says in Klingon, welcome home. And she started crying and stuff like that because like she felt like there was a group for her and her husband, or her boyfriend, sorry. And they ended up fucking meeting all these people, all these nerds, and it was really good. And they ended up doing all these fucking panels and stuff like that. And so finally they went up to this Q&A. And I forgot, like, they had the TNG people there, and, like, everybody was all on this huge fucking stage. So she ends up going, and all these people ask, like, these questions that, one question that she was going to ask was already, you know, answered. Second question already answered, so she had to come up with a fucking question. So she started going into the mic, and she was kind of making they had a microphone there, so she can kind of reenact it. and the speakers turned up a little bit where she was performing, so you can understand. And she goes, "Holy shit," when she started talking about her alcoholism, like she's like, talking about something about like, I forget what the actual question was. She keeps trying to relate to it, but she said one of the Beehive girls and I forget the actual actor's name, but she divorced Kelly, and Leonard Nimoy actually saved her life, got her out, at AA, because the actress ended up she was drinking like a motherfucker too, and kind of explained. But she's like, I've been 10 years fucking clean, da da da. Everybody just kind of stopped and started clapping. All the actors kind of dropped their microphones and kind of clapped for her too, and she didn't realize it. And she kind of just talked about, like, what DeForest Kelly and Leonard Nimoy did for that one actress with the Beehive and stuff like that. She knew the names. I can't remember the name, I'm sorry. But anyway, like, how it kind of changed her life, what it meant. And, she kind of was shivering and stuff like that, and everybody was kind of like, talking about AA and what Star Trek really kind of meant to everybody. And she goes back to her seat, and everybody, they told her, my mother, and one of the actors, I guess, that she loved, she addressed him first, and then the one character down the line ended up stopping and goes, "You know what? I can actually relate to you, because my mother died from alcoholism and stuff like that, and I can understand what you're going through, and I wish you nothing but the best, and you're doing great, and keep on it, and stuff like that. So if I can give any words of advice, just keep doing what you're doing, and definitely motivate others to live that kind of lifestyle. Anyway, clean lifestyle." And she goes back to her seat, and her mentor are kind of beaming, and that was really a big thing for her. And then the minute they finish up, they getting ready to leave, she kind of was like, "Oh my god, I'm fucking shaking," because she has to answer a question, and it was kind of like, "Oh my god, like you're having an orgasm because you're meeting somebody you wanted to meet all this time." She's sitting there, and this lady runs up to her and goes, "Holy," like fucking beeline towards her, and goes, "Holy shit, I understand really what you're saying. I thought I was the only one, but apparently not, because Star Trek fucking saved you too." It talks about politics, everything from alcoholism, all that kind of shit. So they ended up fucking shooting the shit, and a year later, they go to fucking Vegas again, but they almost didn't get in because it was like the 25th anniversary of Star Trek. And luckily, man, she was like scouting the fucking tickets, scouting. And she has she's very impulsive, her OCD really kicked in. Kept checking. She ended up buying the passes, didn't tell her the guy she was with, who was her boyfriend. And he comes home, she goes, "Well, I got us tickets to Vegas to the convention." And yada yada. And he goes, "Well, it's the good thing you have OCD, because it saved our asses, because all the tickets were bought up in 2 seconds after that went live." Anyway, so she goes to the convention and talks about how people were fucking very aggressive and very angry and very this and that, yada yada yada. And she goes, "You know what?" She goes, "I can understand people now, because it's like you go there to kind of escape your demons, your day-to-day life. All you want to hear about is fucking Star Trek. You don't want to, hear about people's fucking problems. But you want Star Trek because it's your zone." But she kind of said to people, "What the fuck? We're here to kind of spread the word, but be ourselves, yada yada yada." And so they ended up, the lady that she ended up meeting that last year before, she ended up going into a hotel room. They had a little room, like an AA meeting, literally at a fucking con. And her boyfriend was outside, kind of waiting for people to come in, and she was like, her and this person were just sitting there, okay, it's 10 minutes, nobody fucking there. Nobody there. So they decided, fuck it, we're gonna fucking just sit here and have an AA meeting. We're gonna tell her high water. So 20, 30 minutes pass, and all of a sudden she hears her boyfriend outside the fucking door talking to somebody. No cell phones, yada yada yada. All of a sudden, one person comes in, 2 people come in, 2 people. She says, "I finally realized that people were fucking late to AA meetings, and the fucking place was full of like 50 to 60 fucking Trekkies, just talking about their problems and their alcoholism and what it meant to them and what they could do." And so she started crying a little bit about it, and saying, "This really meant a lot to me." And she goes, "That's what Star Trek meant to me. I was able to, free myself and be a better person. And Star Trek means so much to me and a lot of others. And Star Trek has opened a gate to a lot of eyes and stuff like that." And that was a really good show. My girlfriend and I, when she had some Earl Grey tea, though, she gave us some tea back to Earl Grey tea. If you all don't know what that means, the Easter egg to that is for Captain Picard, tea Earl Grey hot. And I'll say it right now. Computer, tea Earl Grey hot.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Let me ask it again. Computer, volume up. Tea. Computer. Tea Earl Grey hot.
That beverage has not been programmed into the replication system.
So, Alexa even knows that one. So it's pretty cool that she knows that. And you can tell I'm a Trek fan because my Alexa has been turned into computer and all my lights are Enterprise and all that shit. Huge TNG fan, as I always said, just closeted, not a nerd, but love the Borg or my thing. But that show was really good. Me and my girlfriend ended up meeting her after the end of the show. Before we walked out, she was giving everybody hugs and was talking, and I told her about the Alexa, and my girlfriend was like, my uncle literally worked on Star Trek and he has a crew jacket literally sitting in her room in Colorado and stuff like that, and it was a good show. Our next show after that was our buddy Rauce's show. It was the Late Show with Rauce Padgett, a good friend of ours that we work with at Universal, and he ended up doing his sketch comedy. For those who don't know who he is, just fucking Google if Orlando was a movie. Really Google that shit. It's hit fucking, it went viral. He was all over the news recently. It's got over I don't think 1.5 million views or 2.5 million views. It's What If Orlando Was Like a Movie. Kid you not, you'll laugh your fucking ass off. Rauce does amazing comedy here in Orlando. Amazing dude. We were planning on doing a skit together. We still need to get the skit together and do it and film it and stuff like that. Anyway, Rauce's show, we had to go seeing Rauce. It was ladies' night, and I couldn't figure that out when I got in the damn theater that he was in because there was couches and stuff all set up with lights and stuff. And the band was playing Who Runs the World, Girls. Who Runs the World, Girls. Who Runs the World, Girls. Who Runs This Mother, Girls. And I fucking was like losing my fucking mind because I'm like, okay, I get it. Fucking change the beat up or change the song. They just kept repeating it. Who runs the world, girls? Who runs the world, girls? Who runs this mother, girls? Who runs this mother? And he just kept fucking repeating. It's like, I get it. I fucking get it. I just fucking, I was losing it in the show, to be honest. My girlfriend was like, you okay? And I'm like, if they don't fucking change the song in 2 seconds, I'm gonna fucking punch the guy in the face. Because, who runs the world, girls? Who runs the world, girls? Who runs the world? Yes. He's like, jeez, I fucking get it. They run the world. I didn't understand it was lady night, but if you're going to perform a song, sing the fucking song. Just stop fucking repeating. I guess they didn't have rights to sing. I don't fucking know. But anyway, nevertheless, the show was good. Rob was like, where the fuck is Ross? Like, are we even in the right show? I was like, losing my fucking mind because I was so lost. The minute a lady came out and said, hey, it's Girl Ladies Night, I kind of understood. I was like, oh, Ross comes out in a fucking dress, you know. So we got a photo with him. It's on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. Awesome time. Anyway, so Ross comes out and he's like, I'm just a fucking bystander in my show today. It's my show, but the lady's gonna host it and it's girls' night. And they started doing the show. The show was fucking great, and he had the first person out, and she was talking about her sex life and all this really just fun. So late goofy Tonight Show, very R-rated, very very fun. A little X-rated in some areas, just some fun stuff. And then they talked with her for a little bit, and it was fucking, I was giggling, laughing, because Ross was in a dress and a wig, and he was having a fucking ball. He was giggling, having a career. He was like, I don't regret this decision at all tonight. It was great. The next person he brought out, I did not know who this person was, but it was a zombie person in a mask with gloves on and stuff like that. But he's like, I got fucking a special guest that I want to bring up for the rest of the show. He's like, I was at my show, doing my show the other night, and this fucking zombie was raw, raw, raw. He said something, and Ross was fucking dying. So he's like, I'm gonna invite out fucking Zombie from the One Man Walking Dead, from a one-man show Walking Dead. So the zombie guy comes fucking walking out, stumbling out and shit like that. And I ended up posting a little bit of the clip. I couldn't record the show because it's just something you don't do it for, to record the show unless you get the artist's permission, and you want to be very polite. If you're gonna use it, Ross gave us permission to post a bit of the show and stuff like that. He said, no, go ahead, post some photos and stuff like that if you guys took any, because it gives me better fucking marketing for me, so people know what they're kind of walking into. So anyway, him and Zombie were on the couch and they're talking, Zombie was like, making all these fucking cool noises and shit from Walking Dead, and he's just like, you promised I could plug show. And Ross was like, oh, fuck, go for it. And Zombie was like, come see One Man Walking Dead. And he talked like the fucking Borgia for some reason from fucking Mass Effect. And, which later I would find out why he sounded like that. uh, anyway, so Ross is doing the fucking show, and him and Zombie and shit are talking a little bit, and then they bring up the next guest that Ross had on. It was a girl talking about her life and her, how music she's from the Bronx and shit like that, talking about her show. And she was a rapper, and she could just rap stuff, and it was pretty cool with her. Next thing you know, fucking, they were running a little bit low on time, but the three girls come out, and they talk about their sex life and stuff like that. And that was part of their stick, and everybody was plugging their shows, and stuff like that. So anyway, Ross's show was pretty much a Tonight Show, just sped up a little bit. It was it was funny as shit. But they're like, all right, we're gonna play a game. So Ross was like, him and he's like the zombie sitting on his fucking lap, and Ross is holding him and hugging him and shit like that. And I wish I knew beforehand, but oh my god, when I found out who the person was, I was losing my shit. Because I got a photo with him under his mask, I didn't know who the guy was, but Ross was like, you need to get Zombie in the fucking photo with you. Because I was like, alright, cool, because I got a photo of Ross. I'm like, hey. And Ross was like, you need Zombie on this. So, anyway. Anyway. So, they go to do this fucking thing, and they all have blindfolds and shit, and Zombie didn't have a fucking blindfolds. They fucking put a feathered boa around his head, and the girl explains the game, and she's like, we're gonna play a game, it's called, what is this, what's this name? It was Sex Lube, obviously, for girls' night, and they're talking about sex and shit like that, so, okay, they're like, oh, we're gonna taste test, you're gonna guess the taste of the Sex Lube, it's all edible shit, it's all safe, so everybody dips their finger in and tastes the Sex Lube, and has to guess what the flavor is. So, I had the video I posted online, it's the second go around, because they're like, what is it? And and Ross was like, I'm gonna have to go flying again. Zombie said, fucking, I don't know. He said, it tastes like whatever. And he said in a Zombie fucking funny ass voice. And the fucking boa was wrapped around, and you could see all I see is his mouth, and he had no fucking, and he's got these like tasting it with his gloves and shit. And they go around again, and all of a sudden Ross is like, I think I'm gonna have to go with flan again. Which I have no idea what fucking flan is. So you probably do. Anyway, and Zombie goes, and Ross is like, is Zombie still there? Is Zombie getting a taste? And they're like, yeah, Zombie already got a taste. And Ross is fucking losing his mind because it's fucking funny as shit. Because it's Ross's guess. And Zombie tastes it again. And he's got a fucking feathered boa around his head, so all you can see is his mouth and a fucking boa. And Zombie goes, Zombie, what do you taste? And he goes, all I taste is feathered boa. Because the fucking boa because the feathers were in his mouth, and all you can do, like that. All I could taste was feather boa. And fucking Ross loses it, and he's got his blindfold on, he's fucking dying on the floor, dying so hard. And she's like, she's like, I think he's gonna fucking die from boa. She didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. She didn't get feather boa, she got like boa or something like that. She thought he said, and everybody was like, somebody yelled out, he said feather boa. He thinks he's gonna fucking die, win, because he's saying weather boa or whatever the fuck it was. So she goes, alright. The actual fucking, you guys all lose because the actual fucking flavor of it was candy apple. Everybody was, And then, anyway, they fucking taken on it. The show stops, and it's finished up for the night, and song music starts, and Ross has just ripped off his wig, and the guy's wearing it and stuff. It was really, really funny. And, it was really, really cool. And, we going down to see our friend, and we're like, hey, man, great show. It was a great set. It was confusing at first, but now I really loved it, and stuff like that. And Ross was like, we get a photo. And Ross was like, fuck yeah, let's get a photo. So Ross is like, you know what, make this photo better? Let's fucking bring Zombie in on it. So the Zombie dude comes walking over. I had no idea who the fuck he was until the next day. So we take a photo, and the Zombie's got this thing in his hand. And I'm like, like trying to lick his head, licking his head. I'm like, ooh, fresh meat, Anyway. I told Ross, like, hey, I'm going to post the things to your photos, and Ross ended up posting some stuff on his page, for One Man Walking. He's like, hey, go check out One Man Walking Dead, yada, yada, yada. So I'm thinking nothing of it. So the next day, I post all the video and stuff like that, and I was laughing my ass off. Posted it to Ross's set or one of our pages and stuff like that. And Ross goes, oh, yeah, man. He goes, make sure everybody checks out the One Man Walking Dead with Mark Meer. And I go, Mark Meer, that sounds fucking familiar. So I looked through the thing real quick, Mark Meer. I go look through it. It's fucking Commander Shepard from fucking Mass Effect Trilogy. I'm a huge fucking fan of Mass Effect. Even on my fucking arm, I have the my own call sign should be N7. N7 is N7 armor. It's an N7 program for Mass Effect. That's where Commander Shepard get trained, stuff like that. And the other dude I keep forgetting, James, he gets accepted to the N7 program in Mass Effect 3, and him and Shepard go up and he talks to Commander Shepard about it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the N7 tattoo. It's just kind of, I'm gonna get trained by the N7 program, and what do you think? And he's like, I don't know, James. It's something I wanted to do. But hearing the fucking voice of, like I said, hearing the, you said I could pluck my show. Hearing that voice as the fucking board show, I was like, oh my god, it's fucking, now I realized it was Commander Shepard the whole fucking time underneath the mask. And, he did the One Man Walking Dead, so I called my girl, I was like, we gotta go fucking see this guy tomorrow night. Please let me get tickets. And she's like, I gotta work a fucking morning. I'm like, so do I, but I'll get you, I'll wake you up, I don't care. So, we ended up going to see, another show called The Replacements, and it was really fucking good. But anyway, let me finish up the story. So, I fucking lost my shit. I was telling Ross, I'm like, you didn't fucking tell me that was Commander Shepard, yada yada yada. He's like, I thought you knew. I'm like, I didn't know, but holy shit. He was like, I know, right? Fucking Commander fucking Shepard. And I was like, that's fucking cool. I told my brother friend, I was like, because they're Mass Effect fans, so I'm like, holy shit, and they're like giggling and laughing. I'm like, holy shit, that's cool. You got a photo with him, like he didn't have his mask on. My girlfriend's like, yeah, he had a mask on. I'm like, if I fucking knew that was him, oh my god, I would have been looking at it. Or, working around celebrities a lot, I'm so used to being just kind of like, but it was really cool to see Mark Meer there. It was really cool to see his show. So anyway, we went to go see them, and I said, alright, my girlfriend's like, okay, you can get tickets to his show, I'll fucking see it. She's like, I'm not really a big fan of zombies, but I know you really want to see his show because it's Commander Shepard and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm already geeking out at work. I'm like, okay, this day sucks, but I'm going to go see 2 shows tonight. So we ended up going to see The Replacements. We kept hearing nothing but good thing. Ross was actually there right after us, and he was there. And The Replacements was about a show about AI. So these 2 scientists, and they're creating an artificial intelligence, like robotic people, to replace humankind. And, the son of the other scientist was, the guy didn't know he had a kid. But it starts with him showing, there's a projector that shoots from behind to show you kind of like a homemade video of like their scientist experiments. He was like, okay, we ended up making a lady, and he's like, ooh, a sex bot, No, not a fucking sex bot. They were talking about that. And so they ended up making up, a son and a daughter. You find out later in the videos, piece. But, his wife's a fucking, android. The daughter's an android. And he's like, all I fucking wanted you guys to do was just work for me and kind of just do what I wanted you to do. And yada, yada, yada. The son, he finds out that his partner ended up having a son. The son that he ends up letting live with him for a while because he's getting ready to go to school. And he's like, she's the daughter and the mother's malfunctioning and shit. And he's like, man, this family's fucking weird. Like, what's going on? I don't know anything about you guys. And they ended up doing the show a little bit. And the daughter's fucking hitting on him, and then they kind of fall in love. He falls in love. He's like, holy shit, you're a fucking android. He's like, oh my god. He's like, this makes so much fucking sense now. And yada, yada, yada. So the father ends up he ends up finally finishing off this fucking crossword puzzle that has been plaguing him for a long fucking time mentally. He ends up completing it, and the son of his partner, figures out that the daughter's android, and they're all android. Makes fucking sense. And he's like, oh my god, we gotta leave because, he's gonna fucking deactivate you guys. And there's a place in DC, it's illegal to have you, and they're deactivating all you guys. But there's a sanctuary for you guys to go, but you're gonna come with me, you need to come with me because I'm in love with you, yada, yada, yada. Bit of a love story. And, the dude's like, hey man, he's fucking started, he's already kind of crazy, the mom's acting kind of crazy. He's been trying to reprogram trying to fix the code in the programming so that, that everything functions normally. And he's already knowing this. So the sister tells the brother android, like, hey, I've kissed so-and-so and yada, yada, yada. You can't tell anybody. And he almost fucking slips the beans. She's like, you promise don't tell anyone, But I'm pretty sure, me and my girlfriend were talking about the play a little bit more. We're like, I'm pretty sure, the father knew because he's probably, reading through the fucking code. You could probably see it in the algorithm. Whatever. Anyway, so it goes forward a little bit. And, he's they ended up like sitting at dinner, and he ended up stealing the remote control, which was a fucking Wiimote. But the Wiimote was pretty funny. But that's a controller that controls all the programming and shit like that. So he ended up stealing it, and he's like, "Where the fuck did the remote go?" Da-da-da. And the dude pulls it out, and he's like, turns everybody off, and he's like, "Listen," he's like, "You gotta come with me now." And she's like, "Well, no, we're part of a family. I can never leave them. I gotta, we have to. It's family time. We gotta stay together." Da-da-da. So she's like, "I can never leave you. Don't you understand? Like, I can never leave. I've been programmed not to." So he's like, "What are you guys? I'm gonna fucking leave, and I'm gonna get the cops, and I'm gonna do this and this and this." And they're like, "Stay with us. It'll be okay. We'll be family." So as they're fucking kind of distracting him, the guy was like, "You'll never fucking leave." Pulls out a fucking syringe, stabs him in the fucking neck, and drugs him. And lights go out, and the fucking projector starts, and it's him for the family photo, because it's family photo day. It's like, it's family photo day. It's our family photo. It's our family time. So fucking, he drags him in the back. You see him on the gurney. They have like this slab thing, and the gurney, and the videos, going and shit like that. This experiment. And the son of the extra scientist like gets up and fucking he hits a button. He programs him to fucking sit down on the stool, and then the whole family shows up and they end up taking a family photo. And it was a really good fucking play about just craziness. It was really, really good. A friend of ours, I didn't know he was in it, or one of our actors friends we knew, he was doing it, and it was pretty cool. And we ended up talking to him after the show. I was like, "Oh my god, that was you!" And he was like, "Yeah." He was the dad, and I hugged him and stuff like that. I was like, "Oh my god, great show! You guys did a great job." He was, "Thanks, man." He was like, "I really appreciate it." I asked him what was on the tablet. He actually said there was actually a crossword on the tablet. He was showing it to me, and stuff like that. So, talked to the actors. They did a great job, and but they were all great. So the next show we got to go see, it was my show that I wanted to go see, was the One Man Walking Dead. Nice little small theater, not overly big, not overly crowded. I think there was probably, how many? Excuse me. I think there was probably about 20 or 30 of us in the theater. I'm pretty sure the theater could have held probably about 40 to 50. So not a big show, but a one-man show nevertheless. Mark Meer does come out. He did come out. You could actually hear Commander Shepard in his voice, his normal speaking voice, which was pretty funny. He told us what was going on. He told us, what he would need from us. He wanted us to do the when he did that, because we had to do the command call. So One Man Walking Dead was pretty much what you would think. It was a show about Walking Dead, pretty much a honest trailer of Walking Dead, all 8 seasons of it. And he pretty much, season 1, he would explain it, but he would jokingly form, tell us all about it. My girlfriend has never seen Walking Dead, so I was like, "Oh shit, you've never seen Walking Dead?" She's like, "No, this show is for you, so you're probably going to enjoy it, but you'll have to explain us a little bit to me what's going on." So she laughed at a few things, because Mark was he broke character a couple times, because he third wall, And AMC in season 2 did this, because we can't afford zombies, and it was fucking hilarious. Seeing Mark being in his element as one-man show was fucking really cool, really awesome. And he's actually at Universal right now. He's got a show tonight, which you guys probably won't care about because it starts at 11:59 Eastern Standard in Orlando. But yeah, it was fucking cool to see him through all the seasons. I got caught up on all the seasons, thank God. But there's a few things I missed in a couple of seasons because I didn't get to watch a couple episodes. Anyway, we did some of the voices. We did some of the whistles for him when he did his, he's a gesture that he wanted us to do. And it was really good. It was really cool, this, funky way of Walking Dead, seeing it performed in a one-man show. He did Rick, he did Carl, he did everybody. It was fucking funny. It was hilarious. And my girlfriend didn't get much of it because she wasn't a Walking Dead fan, but those of us were all caught up in Walking Dead, understood it. We fucking laughed because it was insider jokes about AMC and this and this and this. And it was really fucking funny, and I really enjoyed it. And that was from the recommendation from Rauce. So thanks, Rauce, for recommending the show. And cool to see Commander Shepard, a voice actor. Dude, the show was really neat. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool to actually. I got a poster. Mark put posters on the thing. He's like, "I have one more show. Blah blah blah." I'm plugging it real fast, and he was really cool. Talk about the comics and shit like that. But he ended up giving everybody a poster. He's like, "I have some posters available if y'all want them. I'm gonna stick them on the stage here." He's like, "I'm gonna get rid of them." So it would have been cool to talk to him for a little bit. It was really nice to see him, and actually, I had to take a photo with him, which I didn't even know it was him at Rauce's show. but it was super cool to say hello. Big fan of his and cool like that, but really, really fun. We have 2 more shows to do more at Fringe. So I guess I'm getting really yawny, which means it's almost my time to finish the podcast up. But the food was good. We ended up seeing a few friends at Fringe previous night before, but we did some of the extra shows. The food was great. We did, I think, the pulled beef with brisket on, I think it was chips, so potato chips, stuff like that. Really good. We had some fried Oreos. Actually, I've always had that, deep fried Oreos. We had some pizza, some food. Yeah, just a fun festival. If you guys have never done a Fringe festival in the Orlando area, definitely check it out. Not overly expensive. Just know it's about $10 just to get that. You need to get the pin. It's actually on my desk on a lanyard. And our friends, as we were getting out of the replacement show, were doing their singing along. I'm like, oh fuck, a couple of dicks. Big shout out to them, Chris and Dan. You guys do amazing shit. It's on my Facebook page if you want to check it out. But yeah, definitely check it out. The shows are super cheap. Parking does always suck. It's like first come, first serve parking. So if you can find a spot, it is what it is. But anyway, we have one more day over at Fringe. We spent a little bit of money, but fun. Very, very enjoyable. Had a great time, doing it and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call it. I'm getting yawny over here. And holy shit, 41 minutes. Oh, well, I definitely should call it. Anyway, guys, hope I didn't ramble on too fucking long. Hope you guys know what Fringe is all about. But that's been the Fringe for me, though. I'm glad I got to meet a cool fucking voice actor from a video game that was really, really neat. A game that I really enjoyed. Wishing you guys all the best for the week. Hope to do another podcast soon about some 3D printing stuff. I still haven't gotten into that with the whole new building of what I've been putting together. About to do some more 3D printing for the new printer. Printer station I'm putting together. It's a coffee table. I ended up running some wires, and it's going to be a whole printing station. It's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, keep it open mind, guys. Have an awesome rest of your week. All the best. See ya.